go. All right. So I usually start this and say, hey, it's your girl Philomena. This is a real talk with Philomena episode. This is a little different. We're going to get real today. Um, so I know I've told my audience so many times I'm back, and then I don't come back. But this time there's a story behind it. Um, so yeah, I've been battling if I should share this with anyone, nonetheless to my entire audience. But seeing that it is something that has affected me over the last few months, and after talking about it and doing research, I found out that it affects Black women um, all over the world, proportionally more than any other race, and just the literal hell I've been going through. I decided to not only share my story, but also create awareness around it. So here goes. Um, Late last year, I started experiencing some issues, and this conversation is going to get real squirmish for those of you who aren't you know in the area to accept these kind of women talk. Let's just say women talk, okay? Um, but yes, late last year I started experiencing a lot of issues, and I did not know what was going on. And I was diagnosed with fibroids, which is a very common thing. We hear about it a lot. One thing I've heard a lot about when I tell people that I have fibroids is, did you get it from relaxers and perms? So I didn't even know that this is a thing, but there's some class action lawsuits going on that women are suing these companies because it leads to, some of these things have led to fibroids. But my story is a little different. It's hereditary, which is the case with a lot of women. Um, and I was experiencing heavier periods, pain in my abdomen, some other things. So I decided to get it checked out, and I was diagnosed with fibroids. And at the time, there's a few, but there was one that was large, and I said, it's not that big of a deal because unlike other women, mine is growing on the outside of my uterine wall. Um, and in most cases, it becomes serious when it's inside the uterus. There's fertility issues, and that's the number one question I get. Is it going to affect you having children? Being a 30-something-year-old woman, the talk of fertility is always a thing. But glad to tell everyone, because I know that's the first thing. It will not affect, or hopefully it won't affect. And with the position it's in, it won't be as intrusive. And I was tested for eggs. I have lots of big surplus of eggs, so that's not even a thought. But honestly, when people ask me that, I'm like, is that is that the first thought about having kids? Because if you are a woman who has gone through this, that's the last thing you're thinking about, especially with the amount of pain that you get. So yes, so at the time they told me no, not much to worry about. It went from 0 to 100 real quick. So by January, I had experienced some crazy symptoms. And again, if you don't have the stomach for it, please log off now. But I had a 14-day period. And then, with the loss of blood, the anemia kicked in, and then fainting spells with the lack of blood, and then the heat and the pain. Oh my goodness, the pain was something I've never experienced in my life. The clotting, just research it. If you don't know, research it. So it went from not that big of an issue to, let's figure this thing out. So I started to seek treatment at Jamale Medical Center in Liberia. And big kudos to them. Although they can't help me with everything in this situation, they helped me out with a lot. I know it's a conversation we've talked about a lot in Liberia as far as health, um, the health sector, and facilities that can help with this. And I can tell you that they were able to do an ultrasound with me to let me know what was going on, which alleviated me in a lot of ways. At least I knew what the problem was and I could address it. Um, so from there, I had to start thinking about my options, as far as getting this thing removed. So after finding out all the details and finding out how large this thing is, it was time to figure out my next move. Um, and because of the size of it, the laparoscopic option was out of the window. So, as you see me now, I know you guys are used to seeing my background at home. Um, I am now in Accra to remove this fibroid, and I have to undergo an open myomectomy, which is a very hard and major operation. A common procedure, though. And a lot of people have asked me, oh my God, you're getting it done in Africa. Um, the hospital that I'm having it removed at, Lister Hospital, is well renowned. It specializes in reproductive infertility. I know some women in Liberia, in fact, who have had the surgery done at this hospital. And the team and the lead doctor there are just amazing. They definitely, I mean, I've been blessed to have two institutions that have helped me out a lot. So I will be going under general anesthesia. I will also be having an epidural because of the intensity of the pain. I've been told that it'll be a hard recovery, although it's an easy procedure, a hard recovery. I've gotten the real deal, and you'll get to meet some of the people who have helped me through this process. Some sisters. We've created a sisterhood through this fibroid thing. So all in all, you're gonna come through this journey with me, and I really do hope that this will bring shine some light on it. I know I've been following pages and people who have had it done or even dealing with fibroids, but after all I've gone through in the last few months, I sat down and thought about it. I'm sure there's women in Liberia who are going through this and have no idea what it is and are suffering. So a good friend of mine, Rade, who also works at Jamali, and she's been one of my many rocks in this situation. You'll meet some of those characters as well. We were talking, and we decided that maybe we should try to do a awareness campaign. And other women that I've met or talked to, or found out that they've gone through it, have agreed that we should do this, and we should help some other people, because this thing is not easy. So I've decided to partner with Jamale in Liberia to bring awareness to Liberian women, not only in Liberia but across the diaspora, and really help others that have suffered through this, and also lead them to Jamale to get their screenings and really get to the root of the problem. I have been blessed with so many friends and family who have been so supportive through this situation. And I can say, going into it now, I'm still very nervous. I'm very nervous. This has been a very sensitive subject. This has been a very sensitive time for my mind, body, and soul. I have been through a lot over the last few months, and I've still been pushing. But I hope that this series will bring clarity not only to myself, but also to women who are going through it all over the world, even if it's not just Liberia. I'm ready to share my story and share my friends' stories. And, I love when people are like, it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Yes, I get that. But y'all know I like to keep it real. This is Real Talk with Philomena. So, you will see the next episode where I sit down with my friend Chantel, who tells me, listen, this is what you're going to expect. You're going to have to learn how to walk again. It's going to be painful, even down to my Amazon wish list, or Amazon must-have of post-myomectomy surgery, and really going through this process and coming out of it stronger than ever, so I can get back to it and give you all the Philomena episodes with no more excuses as to when I'm coming back. I appreciate all of your patience throughout this whole thing, this whole ride with me. It's been almost 10 years now that some of you have been rocking with me. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience. Follow me on Instagram, as we always talk about. I will try to give updates. I don't know, I really don't know how this thing is going to go. You know, everybody's giving me their experience, but everybody is different. Each individual has their own experience. So lock in, guys. And I'm sure with the statistics, you know somebody who has fibroids, or someone in your family has fibroids. Um, One of your friends have fibroids. So many women are affected by it. So I hope this also brings education to not only people who have fibroids, and not only women, but men, he for she's, who can support women through this process. So it's your girl Philomena. I am signing out. I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, pray for your girl that I get through this all in one piece, and hopefully I'll be back in Liberia soon, giving you new, amazing content that has nothing to do with fibroids. But I will see you soon. Take care.